LSU football. LSU gets a commitment finally over the weekend. They had all these monster weekends with these huge name visitors and red carpet being rolled out for official visits and all this, and just kind of quiet on the commitment front. Dezrian Ellis changes that over the weekend. 6'2" athlete from Winsboro, goes to Franklin Parish High School, and he pledges to the Tigers. Now, if you look at Dez Ellis in terms of his positional ranking, he's not going to jump off the page. He's a 3-star recruit by On3. As far as their composite goes, you're looking at a ranking nationally in the composite of 455. He's the 14th ranked player in the state, but he's listed as an athlete and then on 24/7 listed as a quarterback. And that's what a lot of schools are recruiting him to play. At 6'2", 165 pounds, he's been a successful quarterback for Franklin Parish. Schools see the athleticism. They want him to play quarterback. That's not the way he's being viewed over by LSU's office. And it doesn't take very long at all to figure this one out. You're talking about a 6'2", 165-pound athlete that Cory Raymond's looking at and going, that's the way I like my corners. And he's churned through long, rangy, elite athlete corners for better than a decade in Baton Rouge. And just look at the guys that he's brought into this program over the last couple of years. DJ Pickett, now he's a unicorn. He's 6'4". And DJ Pickett is all of 6'4". You go out to practice, we'll be out there in a month's time at practice, and he'll be out there running with the corners, and he's 2 or 3 inches taller than all of them. Now, that's rare. You don't have a lot of 6'4" corners, but Pickett does fit that mold. Aiden Anding is the other corner they brought in last year. He's only listed at 5'11", but then you look at the other guys, Jakeem Jackson, the transfer portal, 6'1". Mansour Delane, transfer portal, corner, 6'2". Haven Finney is in this class with Dez Ellis, and he's 6'2" as well, one of the top corners in the country. I've spoken about this time and time again, and I'm going to keep doing it because it keeps being relevant. Cory Raymond's got a profile. He's going to go get it. And you're just not going to see a lot of 5'9", 5'10" corners come play at LSU for Cory Raymond. It's just not going to happen. He wants 6'1", 6'2", long arms, can run. If he gets 6'1", 6'2", long arms, can run, he'll coach it. Stingley, Ricks, all these guys are basically the same profile. Sometimes they grow up in Baton Rouge. Sometimes they're like Haven Finney or Eli Ricks out in California. Sometimes they're Dez Ellis, who plays quarterback in high school. Doesn't care. Give me the tools, I'll give you the finished product. And that's what Cory Raymond is planning to do here with Dez Ellis. So this is a guy, to me, this is my opinion, and y'all know, no one pays me to evaluate high school players against one another. That's not in my job description. But it would not surprise me if, because of this commitment to LSU and the fact that he's got another year to play, that by the time they evaluate him and go, okay, he's not a quarterback anymore, I don't need to place him amongst the other quarterbacks. What if we just talk about him as an athlete? What if we talk about him as a defensive back like LSU is talking about him? Well, how do you rate him then? And my assumption is this is a guy whose star rating and overall ranking as a prospect will go up this year because people are going to look at him more differently. If you're looking at a really athletic guy with a strong arm that's going to go play quarterback at West Virginia, and that's one of the offers that he had, that's a different skill set and a different way to analyze him as a college prospect than if you say, okay, this is a guy who's going to go play DB at LSU. And I think that LSU's evaluation there is going to carry some weight, and I expect that Dez Ellis will climb in some of these rankings. I think this is a really nice ad just because, basically, not because I've poured over the film and I know everything about Dez Ellis' ability to backpedal and flip his hips and go play the ball, because I trust Cory Raymond to evaluate this position implicitly. I just do. And there are some that suggested that it was good that Cory Raymond was sent on to Florida and that he wasn't retained because Cory Raymond's, the game's passed him by and he hasn't done as good a job recruiting and all. I'm just not buying it. Guy just continues to pull in elite level corners and then put him out there. And I fully expect that this secondary, which y'all have heard me, I've chastised LSU secondary for 2 years. I talked about it in the game against Florida State when Jordan Travis went nuts in Orlando. And then when we came back for camp last year, I had a clip that went kind of viral going, I just don't know that LSU can cover. And I wasn't trying to be overly negative. I wasn't trying to shove my homerism aside. Like, I just went out there to practice and watched guys that didn't really cover very much. And it's hard to cover Malik Neighbors and Brian Thomas. I got it. But they didn't cover last year. And I didn't think they did a good job in the secondary last year. And I think that the talent level that LSU's brought in, when you look at Jakeem Jackson, look at Mansour Delane, look at DJ Pickett, and you consider that you're going to have TaMarcus Cooley out there as well, like, you should have more talent at corner this year and the rest of the way. You see Haven Finney come in. You see Aiden Anning develop. You bring in a talent like Dez Ellis, and it feels like LSU is close to shifting back to that strong secondary. And when you're talking about building a defense, I certainly want to start at the line of scrimmage, because if you can't win the line of scrimmage, you have no chance. But in this day and age of football, if you can't cover, you've got very little chance. And LSU, to me, has not covered well enough since really probably 2022. That was probably the last time they covered well enough. The Jarrett Bernard Converse teams. Like, since then, they just haven't done a good enough job, and they've got to fix that. And they've got a great position coach who's right now on the payroll to do it, and you're starting to see it. So this one makes a lot of sense. The second I saw cornerback, the first thing I do is go over to the height. Boom, 6'2". So there are bigger names that LSU is going to want to pull, but this is another nice grab from the state of Louisiana. Winsboro, Franklin Parish High, Dez Ellis, 6'2", 165 pounds. He becomes, give me the number on that. How many commitments in this class? Now at 11. 11 commitments in this class. I think they would like to get that number up closer to 15 by the time they kick this thing off on Labor Day weekend. So we'll see. Dez Ellis, the newest member of LSU's class from Winsboro. Hey, thanks for watching Hunt on LSU. Before you get out of here, do us a couple of favors. Hit that like button, leave your comments below, and subscribe to the channel for all your Fighting Tiger football talk. See you next time.